Hey guys, welcome to the iGlare podcast. This is my very first commentary video, and if you're here, I just want to say thank you. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe because we're about to get into something real. Now, I know I said this is a commentary video, but really, it's more than that. It's about looking back at some of the shows we grew up on and seeing them with fresh eyes. Today's topic is one that's gonna hit for a lot of people: SpongeBob SquarePants. Now, for those of y'all who don't know what SpongeBob SquarePants is, first off, where have you been? But okay, let me explain. SpongeBob SquarePants is a fun, chaotic, goofy little show about this optimistic yellow sponge who lives in a pineapple under the sea. He works at the Krusty Krab, a greasy underwater fast food joint, flipping Krabby Patties like it's an art form. His boss, Mr. Krabs, is a money-hungry cheapskate, but I don't mean that in a bad way. It's actually part of his charm. He loves money, sure, but he also kind of treats SpongeBob like family in a weird, stingy uncle kind of way. Then there's Squidward, SpongeBob's coworker and neighbor. He plays the clarinet, he hates noise, and honestly, he can't stand SpongeBob most of the time. But deep down, he cares. He just don't know how to show it without sounding annoyed. This show was literally the blueprint for a lot of our childhoods, like SpongeBob was that show. But just because a show is iconic doesn't mean it's perfect. Let's be real, some episodes missed the mark. Hard. Whether it was the writing, the animation, the weird energy, or just straight up, what were they thinking? Moments, not every episode was gold. That's what today's video is all about. We're breaking down the top 10 worst rated SpongeBob episodes, and not just my opinion either. I'm talking about episodes that fans, critics, and even some of y'all in the comments agree were just not it. And don't worry, I'm not here to just hate on the show. I still love SpongeBob. This is all from a place of love and honesty. If you love the episode I'm about to drag, hey, that's okay. You can let me know in the comments why I'm wrong. But we gotta be honest about what episodes made us go, what is this? So let's get into it. Here are the top 10 worst rated SpongeBob SquarePants episodes. Ranked from number 1 all the way to number 10. So let's get into it. A pow for Gary ... We single quotes restarting off strong with a pow for Gary. Now, when I was younger, I didn't think too much of it. But I rewatched it recently, and this episode is just wow. In the episode, SpongeBob thinks Gary is lonely and decides to bring home a new pet for him called Puffy Fluffy. Sounds sweet, right? But the pet turns out to be a literal monster. Like, it changes shape, grows fangs, and stalks Gary at night. And Gary? He's terrified, rightfully so. But here's the thing. SpongeBob never listens. He keeps blaming Gary for not getting along with Puffy Fluffy. And the worst part? At the end, when Gary saves SpongeBob's life, SpongeBob still yells at him and says, "Bad Gary! Look what you did to your friend." ... It was just frustrating to watch. Gary didn't deserve that. At all. SpongeBob wasn't acting like the SpongeBob we know. It felt off, and fans definitely noticed. That's why it's sitting at the top of this list. Number 2 to Stuck in the Ringer. Okay, so this episode is another one that just felt unfair. SpongeBob gets stuck in a ringer, basically a tight tube, and Patrick helps him by gluing him in permanently. Mal. Instead of helping him get out or calling for help, Patrick just walks away like it's all good. And when SpongeBob tries to go about his day, everything goes wrong. He's uncomfortable, he's in pain, and people are laughing at him. Eventually, SpongeBob gets upset and finally stands up for himself, which is rare, but then the whole town turns against him and tells him he's the bad guy. Like what? That didn't make any sense. People were mad at this episode because it punished SpongeBob for being hurt and made Patrick look super careless. But instead of stopping, Squidward keeps going, even when SpongeBob starts crying. The whole town is just standing there laughing like it's a comedy show. This episode didn't feel like the usual fun SpongeBob energy. It felt like bullying, and fans really didn't like that. Even if Squidward gets called out at the end, it didn't undo all the messed up stuff that happened. Number 4, one-course meal, Okay, this one's heavy. In this episode, Mr. Krabs finds out that Plankton is terrified of whales. So what does he do? He uses that fear against him in the worst way. He starts stalking him, dressing up as a whale, and basically torturing him until Plankton breaks down completely. There's even a scene where Plankton stands in front of a bus, implying that he's done with life. And this is in a kids' show. A lot of fans were like, nah, this went too far. Mr. Krabs wasn't funny in this episode. He was cruel. And SpongeBob? He didn't really do anything to stop it. The whole thing just felt dark and uncomfortable. Number 5, the splinter ... if you don't like gross stuff. This episode is probably burned into your brain forever. SpongeBob gets a splinter in his thumb, and instead of pulling it out, it gets worse and worse. The episode zooms in on it, shows pus and blood, and SpongeBob just keeps suffering through it all. It didn't feel like a comedy. It felt like body horror. People didn't laugh, they cringed. Even some adults were like, why did I watch this while eating? Number 6, someone's in the kitchen with Sandy ... This one made a lot of people uncomfortable. Plankton steals Sandy's fur suit. Yeah, like her actual fur, and pretends to be her to sneak into the Krusty Krab. So Sandy spends the whole episode running around Bikini Bottom without her suit on, trying to get it back. And the way they play it off is like it's supposed to be funny, but it's actually kind of creepy. Fans felt like the jokes crossed a line. It made Sandy feel violated, and Plankton just came off as nasty. Number house fancy ... This episode could have been great. Squidward's trying to impress his rival with a fancy house, and at first, it's fun seeing the competition. But then we get to the infamous toenail scene. If you've seen it, you already know. Squidward drags his toenail across the floor, and it gets ripped off slowly in close-up, with full sound effects. It's one of the most uncomfortable moments in the entire series, and it totally ruined the episode for a lot of people. Number 8, good neighbors ... This one had me feeling bad for Squidward. Like, really bad. All he wants to do is enjoy his Sunday, and SpongeBob and Patrick just won't leave him alone. They start by annoying him, then they build a robot to help, and the robot ends up destroying the entire neighborhood. Guess who gets blamed? Squidward. Even though he didn't do anything wrong, he loses his house, his peace, and his sanity. Fans were mad because this episode just dragged Squidward for no reason. It wasn't funny, it was just harsh. Number 9, the thing ... This episode was just weird. Squidward gets covered in cement and can't talk or move right. Everyone thinks he's some kind of new creature, including SpongeBob. They throw him in a cage, treat him like a pet, and just totally ignore the fact that he's literally screaming for help the whole time. It's not just unrealistic, it's uncomfortable. Like, how did no one recognize him? The episode felt like a bad dream, and fans just weren't feeling it. Number 10, Pet Sitter Pat ... And finally, we've got Pet Sitter Pat. SpongeBob asks Patrick to watch Gary while he's out. Easy enough. But Patrick basically ignores Gary the entire time, does everything wrong, wrecks SpongeBob's house, and almost puts Gary in danger. And when SpongeBob comes home, he just brushes it off like it's fine. This episode made Patrick look super irresponsible, and it made SpongeBob look like he didn't care about his own pet. It was another one of those Gary deserved better moments, and fans were tired of seeing it. And there you have it, the top 10 worst-rated SpongeBob episodes of all time. Some were gross, some were mean, and some just made no sense. But hey, if you liked any of these episodes, that's okay too. Everyone's got their own favorites. These are just the ones that fans, as a group, weren't feeling. Thanks so much for watching my very first commentary video on the iGlare podcast. I'm just getting started with this, and I've got a lot more coming. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and drop a comment. What should I talk about next? More SpongeBob? Old cartoons? Something totally different? ... Let me know. I'll see y'all in the next one.
Goodbye. I am the scriptwriter, and I did help him with some of his lines. Goodbye.